Welcome to Dodgers Dogs. As part of the Dodgers Daily Network, Casey Porter here, joined by Coach Holt. And hey, I think I have all 5 of our platforms going right now: YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All thanks to the engineering abilities and the IT abilities of one Mr. Coach Holt that you're seeing on the screen right now, right?
I started to say it. I'm the last of the Dodger Dogs to have anything to do with that. If I can get these earbuds in and do it, that's about it. I'm happy.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, so overall thoughts, we're going to get into the Giants series this weekend. Of course, we just saw them a couple weeks ago. This is a totally different setup. Doesn't mean the results will be different, but it's a different setup. So your initial thoughts going into this weekend. Yeah,
no doubt, Case. I mean, we go into this thing, this series on a totally different mindset from the previous one, you know. It's a great series in a beautiful setting in San Francisco. This is in San Francisco, correct? Yeah, that's in San Francisco. Beautiful ballpark, one of the most beautiful ones in the big league. So Dodgers and Giants, doesn't get any better than that. Both of them, I mean, the Giants are coming off a big, they got hammered pretty good their last game, and we know the Dodgers are kind of scrambling through a 6-game, I'll call it that, just a 6-game losing streak. They're not, they're one of the last ones that has had a 6-game losing streak. I was noticing something I was looking at earlier today in the big league. So it does happen. It's not like it doesn't happen a lot to the Dodgers. As a matter of fact, that happened since 2019. So it's a little bit different mindset of what you're looking at. But again, Case, like I told you last time we was on, there's no such thing as moral victories in professional sports, especially when your name is the Los Angeles Dodgers, the New York Yankees, somebody. There's no such thing as moral victories. The Dodgers have lost 6 straight, but they might have played the 2 best teams in baseball at this exact moment, the way those 2 teams are playing. Be that as it may, we know the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. 162-game schedule. You're not going to be on the top of the game all the way. We really don't want them on top of the game. I don't want them peaking now. It's easy to say because they lost 6 in a row. Oh, thanks, genius.
100%.
It's real damn easy to say it now because you lost 6 in a row, but that's always the way it is. You don't want – it's a process. We all know that. The Dodgers are going through a lot. Looks like there's a little bright, shining light coming up, as far as the pitchers. You starting to – when they go down to the minor leagues to have rehab starts, they're close. That means they're very close. Whatever, 2 or 3, however many rehab starts they get. So we're seeing some
Sheehan got sent back down. Robo got sent back down. Yeah,
we're seeing some brighter days ahead on some of that stuff. But, yes, a great series. Always, great series regardless of whatever. The Dodgers just need to. Well, right now they just need to win a game. Just win a stinking game. I mean, that's didn't worry about the next game. This is a process. 162-game schedule. You don't want to read too much into it now. I think we talked last time, Case. There are some concerns. I think mostly we know where the concerns are with pitching. It's injuries, but offensively. There's some concerns that we're getting a little bit more and more deeper into the season. That's still kind of concerning for all Dodger fans and the Dodgers themselves.
It absolutely is. And then, so the last time the Dodgers faced the Giants, if it looks like I'm kind of busy, we've got 5 platforms going on. It's the first time I've had all 5. Sweet. And if you don't interact a certain amount on each one of them, then they kick you off. So I've got to make sure, and especially with TikTok, to my TikTok. Andres, I know you're on TikTok. Thank you so much. Yes, Coach?
So you need somebody for a time filler. You're on with the right guy, Case. If I see you start to work, big boy, Coach Holt, I'm the master of – my wife used to tell me at the baseball banquet, she'd give me that because I'm the master. So you do your thing. I promise you I can feel the airtime.
I promise you know me as well as I do. I can listen very well looking down and typing and know exactly what you're saying, too.
You're a true professional at this. And the success of this whole deal is because of you. I know you were joking about me. You and setting this up, it's a great thing. I know it's just getting bigger and better. We got the best Dodger dogs tuning in to us. We got 5 of us who love the Dodgers, who are trying to bring you everything we can. But you're the head guy. You're the main guy. You're our leader. And you do a great job of this. I'm not just saying it because you're right in front of me. You know how I feel about you. But everybody would probably agree with me.
Okay, so I appreciate that, Coach. So the reason why we say this is going to be a little bit different than last time the Dodgers faced the Giants in L.A. First of all, it's in a different location. The Giants are good at home, so that's number one. And then obviously the Dodgers are scuffling, and they're scuffling offensively, and that's a bad matchup. First of all, let's just dive into that. That's a bad matchup because what the Giants do is they pitch. So something has to give here. I mean, if the Dodgers continue to play offense like this, like they have been, that's going to feed right into the strengths of the San Francisco Giants. And if that happens, it's going to be a long weekend.
And I know you sent me an information. I know we're seeing Robbie Ray and Wood during this 3-game
Webb,
series.
yeah, Webb tonight.
Not Wood, Webb. Yeah, Webb's tonight, and we're seeing two of their best. We missed one of them last time. Was it Robbie Ray we didn't see?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay, so we got lucky there. But like you said, I haven't looked at the stats. I know the last time we played them, they're the best bullpen in the major leagues.
Yep.
And their starting pitching wasn't much better. So like you say, the Giants can pitch. That's their strength. That's how they win games. And the Dodgers are scuffling. You said it very well offensively. And big concern. I mean, like I said, during a 6-game streak, I don't give a damn what their batting averages are. We know they're scuffling. I'm more concerned about even before that. When the Dodgers were winning games a lot of times, there were still some spots in the offense. You still again, I'm going to get that. You're an idiot, Coach, because we had the top offense in the. I get all that. And like I said, it's not fair of me to want Shohei to get a hit every time up. That's how I feel sometimes. That's not fair to him and to anybody. So that sort of thing. But I think we all that follow the Dodgers daily and follow the Dodgers every day, us guys who love it and watch it and focus on it, there's some concerns there up and down the lineup. Even with our big three, there's some concerns. Some guys in the bottom of the order. I don't think it's not obviously not a total wash because the Dodgers we know they got a great offensive team. It just hasn't been there, especially during the 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, and I think there are some holes to fill, maybe at the trade deadline, maybe in-house. Alex Freeland played at third base again last night. I think that's something of very big interest to keep your eye on because he is a very, very talented. See if the Dodgers decide to stay in-house there, and he's going to be put on. The thing about Alex Freeland, he's going to be put on the 40-man in December anyways because he's Rule 5 eligible. And if the Dodgers don't put him on the 40-man in December when the Rule 5 draft happens, somebody else is going to take him immediately, and the Dodgers are going to lose him for absolutely nothing.
Yep.
So having said that, that absolutely is not going to happen. So the Dodgers will put him on the 40-man roster to protect him from the Rule 5 draft. If there was ever a slam dunk, that's absolutely it. That's going to happen. Yep. So having said that, knowing he's going to have to be on the 40-man roster in the offseason anyways, just like they did Edgardo Henriquez last year. Edgardo Henriquez on the exact same situation as Alex Freeland. Why not go ahead and bring him up at the end of the year and see what you got, knowing you're going to have to put him on the 40-man in the offseason anyways? That could be a route for the Dodgers. We'll see.
Well, and nobody planned on Max Muncy getting injured, but it looks like there's some significant time happening here too. And like you said, that's it kind of plays into. They could go ahead and bring him up early if they want to. They've already started planning more at third, like you said, Case. So that we know the Dodgers have a plan. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, keep going. They've got plans. They've got a lot of plans. That's why they're so good in the front office and in the dugout, so that they know what they got planned to do. That's something that we could definitely be seeing. The longer we go, and the more it becomes obvious, whether we hear it or not, that maybe Muncy's injury is going to take a little longer, than they first thought. And Freeland is getting time at third base. So no, that could be it could work out good for Alex Freeland. Again, nobody expected or wanted an injury to kind of force a hand on that deal, but it could work out good. And the good news is about it, it's kind of like when you think you got a little extra money and all of a sudden your air conditioning unit goes out.
Oh yeah.
Like I told my wife one time, it seems like it always happens. Then you look on the positive side. Well, at least we had it, At least we had that extra money. So it's the same thing. Freeland needs to at some point get some opportunities. You didn't want it to happen that way, but we do have him, and it'll be interesting to see what the club does going forward. Their case.
Hey, we got Mike Solis in the crowd today. Mike Solis was at Rancho last night with our newest reporter in Mark Watkins, who did just a fantastic job. We're going to go over Mark's video and some of the stuff that he got last night at Rancho. Got to be a part of the interview with Blake Snell. I know Mike was part of that too. So good morning, Mike. Thank you so much for joining. Craig's in the house. JF. Austin Brubaker. Hey, Austin, how are you, buddy? CNAV is in the house. Mr. Classic. So, hey, get on your phones, get on your social media, and tweet this out or post it out, whatever you do, or text message it out. Again, we're going to try to go at least 3 days a week at 9 o'clock Pacific, plus the Monday night show with Austin Brubaker, the Wednesday night show with me and Austin. Maybe sometimes Friday night shows if we're not at a game, or Saturday if we feel like it, but Sunday night too if we're in the house as well. So tweet this out or whatever you have to do. Let's get a great crowd going. We already have a good crowd logged in. So we mentioned this go around sets up. Now, baseball, the best laid plans, you say it all the time. This go around sets up way different than the other one. The last time, first of all, you're in Los Angeles. You didn't have to face Robbie Ray, which you're going to have to do this weekend. So you get Webb, Raup, and Robbie Ray. I mean, wow. And so that's a tough setup to begin with. But how about this, Coach? Willy Adames has figured it out. At least he has in the recent past. And this was kind of my biggest concern about the Giants. Well, let's just kind of hope that sleeping giant just stays asleep. Willy Adames, now he's not hitting 1,000,000 home runs, but in the last 7 games, he's hitting .360. In the last 15 games, he's hitting .314. Wilmer Flores is getting close to 300 in the last 7 games. Matt Chapman is doing what Matt Chapman does, hitting like around 270, hitting some home runs. I mean, he is hitting the ball like Matt Chapman hits the ball. Young-Hoo Lee is hitting almost 300 in the last 7 games. Rafael Devers, 286 in the last 7 games. So the offense isn't the strength for the Giants, but I don't know how they're 6-4 in the last 10 games. They should probably be better than that. I haven't watched their games, so that's a very novice take on that. But just looking at how their offense is played and knowing how good their bullpen is and how good their starting pitching is, this is a team that's coming in hot offensively that has their dudes on the bump. This is a big test for the Dodgers.
No doubt about it, Case. And I think, Chapman didn't play against us last time because he was injured. I think he was out that whole series, correct?
Yeah. Yes,
and obviously
correct.
Rafael Devers wasn't there because he was in Boston at the time. So, and they were struggling offensively, like you said. Wilmer Flores, I think he had a good series against the Dodgers compared to what he had done before. And like you said, Willy Adames hit a home run the first at bat. We had talked about that. We hope he continued to stay there and hits a homer or something his first time up, or a double, whatever it was. But no, they should be a lot better offensively because, as you just mentioned, the guys are starting to pick it up. Got Chapman back, got Rafael Devers in the lineup, and to go along with that pitching staff, I agree with you. You never know. You got a new guy in there. Of course, Chapman was just out due to injury and everything, but now you got Devers coming in. I mean, and really, Willy Adames is new to the team this year. I know he's been there 100 games. I wouldn't call him new, but he's new to the team this year. I don't know how you don't never know if you're not in the clubhouse with them daily how that all works out. Culture wise and that sort of thing. And the same way with Rafael Devers when he comes in. There are some concerns in Boston. Again, I don't follow him, but just what I read and bits and pieces here and there, some concerns with several things with him there. We know he's a very talented major league player, has been for a number of years, so you don't know what's going on there. And he pissed Will Clark off the other day. Evidently, Will's supposed to work with him. He didn't show up. I did. I love watching. I love watching Will Clark stuff on social media. God. You guys probably do too.
Have you ever heard him talk about the teacher man? Oh my God.
Yeah, he holds back nothing. That guy. But anyway, so you never know the inner workings of the ball club. Like you said, Case, you're looking. You guys are getting some hitters, and the guys you had there are starting to pick it up, and your pitching's off the charts. But there's still maybe something really not clicking for them yet. And maybe they're just like they haven't peaked yet. Good for them. We know the Dodgers haven't peaked yet. Good for us. So we'll see what happens. The damn Astros have peaked, and I'm not so sure Milwaukee hadn't. Probably hadn't peaked.
Milwaukee's a solid club, man.
They're good, and they bring this
now
kid
to have
up.
Andrew Vaughn, if he keeps playing like he played against the Dodgers, that's a legit team, man.
Bring that kid up. This is only his 4th start. He looks like a Cy Young Award winner already.
Yeah.
Comparing him to Skeens already. So, no, they're legit big time. I know they're right on the heels of the Cubs. So that's going to be a hell of a race over there, too, between 2 very good teams and them and the Cubs. I know we're not talking about that now, but we have seen them. We'll see them again. But we'll see Milwaukee soon, right after the All-Star break, I believe. So that'll be a fun series again, too. But getting back to Giants and, you never know the inner workings of their case. I don't know. I know they're a good team, but like you said, they hadn't really just blown up and just kind of exploded. And maybe they're fine with that because they're still in the hunt. The Dodgers have lost 6 in a row, and the Padres are kind of being able to stay in the hunt because of that. But neither one of them have really cut into it as much as they could have because they've been kind of scuffling themselves.
Yeah. The thing about the Giants that's scary is obviously when you can pitch and you have a legit defensive shortstop like Willie Adames, you have an all-star third baseman like Matt Chapman, you have a great manager, that kind of thing. They have everything in place to where they can just. So here's the thing: offensively, they haven't been great. They've been better lately. We went over that, but they have three legit guys in Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, Rafael Devers, that can beat you by themselves. I mean, they can carry offenses. We know Matt Chapman can carry an offense. We know when Willie Adames starts hitting home runs and gets hot, he can carry offense. We've seen it time and time with Rafael Devers. He can carry an offense. It kind of has that Padres, we think of the Padres of having the superstars and the Giants being a little bit more pitching. And so, honestly, though, I mean, the Giants have superstar power with those three guys, too. I mean, they have a big three like the Dodgers, not like the Dodgers, but, I mean, they have three guys that can carry an offense.
No, you're right. They went and got star power. I mean, when you pick up Rafael Devers here recently, then they pick up Willie Adames in the offseason. No, you're absolutely correct. They're banging, and the Padres lost, I mean, they still got their big two, and they got a young one coming up, Merrill from last year and that sort of thing. But, I mean, the Giants, they do throw that star power at you. Like you mentioned earlier, Wilmer Flores is picking it up too. So there's a lot to like in that ball club. They're not off the charts, but we know they're a good, solid ball club, and they're in the hunt. They're in the hunt with the Dodgers. The Dodgers have kind of let them stay in the hunt. Or if you want to go look at it that way, it's a 5-game lead, and they're playing 3 games against us at home, so there's no telling and what can happen in those games. But we know what the Dodgers have. We know what the Dodgers got coming. They really do. I mean, I know we'll talk more about this, but the pitchers, we got Glasnow back. I know we can, if you want to get into that later too, he looked really good. Snell looked great last time. I know we're going to talk more about that, but I'm just saying there's some hope on the horizon that we can see, and it's in the form of pitchers.
Oh, it's close too. It's very close.
Very close. Like you said, when they go to rehab starts, it's close.
Trinan.
They're close.
Snell,
Blake Trinan, I mean, they're close, and you see that. They may only be there 1 or 2, maybe 3 starts, depending on what the club wants to do. So, that's a great sign for the Dodgers. You hope you get some good news with Muncy moving forward on the injury, but the ball club's kind of moving ahead. We'll see at the trading deadline how they really feel about that situation, because they go and get a third baseman, we know it's going to be pretty significant, or has been. So they'll know more about it. They know more today. They know more they did yesterday. The medical sports medicine is so outstanding, and in medicine in general, but especially sports medicine, those trainers and stuff, they're off the charts. They're everywhere. They're so good at their job at getting guys back and rehabbing them and everything they can do. It's amazing. You wish a guy like Mickey Mantle had that access back in the day. He might have hit 800 home runs. And, it's stupid what he did with a knee injury. Now they'd fix it and he'd go on and be an MVP 10 more years in a row. But, that ruined his career back in the day. That's just old school stuff there. But nowadays, the surgery, the medical stuff is so good. Let's say Tommy John is a Tommy John. It takes a long time. You can't help it there. Labrum, you can't really shortcut any of that stuff. But other stuff, we'll see how it goes with Max. And, he's not an old man by any stretch. He's not a 22-year-old either, but he's a young enough man that takes pretty good care of himself, I'm guessing, and he'll continue to do that. So hopefully we'll get him back. But a lot of hope, a lot of good things you can see coming. Case it's like they have had to do all year with 14 of them on the IL. You got to. It's not just keeping your head above water. The Dodgers are playing to win every day. It's next man up. Let's go, get after it. Dave's going to get pissed if you're not doing it. So There's no moral victories. There's no, hey, God dang, we hate him for that guy. But, what do we got to do? We bring up somebody. We plug it in somebody here. It's not working. We're going to go somewhere else. I mean, that's the mindset of the ball club. That's why they're the world champions, and that's not going to change.
100%. So we have a great down the farm. We are going to cover in extent the Blake Snell rehab last night in Rancho. We're going to cover in extent the Blake Trinan rehab, not last night, but the night before in Oklahoma City. I actually did get a chance to talk to him yesterday. Did not get a chance to interview him. He was actually working with Julian Fernandez in their catch play. It was very impressive. I mean, he was really hitting. You could see Julian was really excited about getting to work with Blake Trinan. So we're going to cover those two on the Down the Farm segments in extent. We're going to also cover the Shawn Mlan, the great outing that he had last night. Then I was at Oklahoma City. We had an inside park home run from Jose Ramos. We had some really good pitching from Sam Carlson and Julian Fernandez. And then Noah Pinrod. We're going to cover the Noah Pinrod outing on our Down the Farm segment as well. And then Tulsa, hey, by the way, they're not winning as many games. I actually communicated today with their hitting coach, Blake Galen, and they have actually started hitting the ball a lot better. Those are a bunch of grindy guys. It's been tough on them. They haven't won a whole lot of games, but they are starting to hit the ball better, so that's good too. Okay, so, Coach, I'm not going to lie. If you can't tell, I'm scared to death of this weekend. I mean, nothing is setting up right. I mean, it's like, oh, my God, this just sets up for the Dodgers just to not have a good weekend at all. To add to that, with a 5-game lead, the Giants know, man, if they go get swept or something like that and it goes back to 8, this is probably it for them. So if they go sweep the Dodgers, it's only a 2-game, that kind of deal. You also have that aspect. You have the desperation aspect of it coming in from the Giants. So you have Webb, you have Ralph, and then you have Ray going. So they have their dudes going on the bump. You have desperation because of the 5-game deficit, and this may be their last chance, as Mr. Classic said. You've got all of the dudes for the Giants going well right now offensively. You have the Dodgers playing their worst baseball of the year, especially offensively. There is nothing about this that sets up good for the Dodgers. I'm scared to death. Walk me off the cliff here, Coach.
Well, negative Tony, which you've known several times in our career, negative Tony would say, I'm apprehensive. We've lost 6 in a row and haven't looked good, especially offensively doing it. Going to San Francisco, seeing their dudes, it's setting up. You look at that with the apprehension, you're like, oh crap, I don't know how we can go in there and win a game. Recent history. I'm going to go back. We're down 2-1 to San Diego. We're throwing a damn bullpen game. That's not even apprehension. That's just like, what the hell are we doing? Giving up? No, we're throwing a 2-hit shutout, and we're going to go ahead and go win the World Series, dumbass.
Yeah, you leaned on me pretty hard on that one. It's like, Coach, they know what they're doing. You're like, what in the hell? I'm a coach. They know what they're doing.
Well, that's the deal. Like we said, they didn't do it because they wanted to. They did it because they had to. And everyone they've done since then, it's a have-to situation. Nobody does that because they want to. It's a have-to. But, that's what I'm saying. There's total apprehension. They're playing at San Diego. They probably already got the champagne ice down. I know their fans have because they never won one. They were all giddy thinking they were going to win it right there. But anyway.
Still haven't.
That's recent history. Pretty recent to us because we loved it when it happened. But so my point is that there's more than apprehension there. Thinking, oh, crap, hell, this thing's over. Hell.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're done.
Dave Roberts might not be our manager. I mean, there's a whole bunch of crap going on there.
We're losing this game. They're probably – Roberts is out. Whatever. Yeah. So a lot of things happen. Fast forward, here we go again. So that apprehension that I feel, it's almost like I'm sitting there going, I'm apprehensive as hell thinking, damn, I don't know if we can win a game. We may walk in there and sweep them because that's the Dodgers have always proven me wrong in a lot of situations
100%.
In the last couple of years. In the last couple of years with their grittiness, their grinders, they from the manager on down. We got
this year especially too.
This year especially, all the
I don't think fans understand how hard this year's been.
No.
I mean, with all the offensive and pitching, this has been a hard year. It's been hard.
Hard year, and we got a 5-game lead.
Yeah.
Hell, think about that for a damn minute.
A good weekend in San Francisco away from really putting a clamp on this thing.
I mean, it's been a very hard year. The pitching staff is off the charts, but like you said, offensive issues with injuries and performances.
Dave has gone to bed every night exhausted with the brain. He's had to think through everything. He hasn't had the margins for error that people think, so he's had to think through everything that he's done.
No, everybody in the preseason, all my buddies are texting me going, hey, man, you guys just buy the World Series title, just roll the ball out there every day. It doesn't work that way, especially in the major leagues. And like we always, now the big.
And not when you're older. Not when you're older, like the Dodgers are.
No, you're older. The guys get more injuries. You got pitching injury. There's the big equalizers right there. Everything starts changing right there. We just witnessed something close to our hearts here in Oklahoma City Thunder case. They looked like they were fixing to lose a series and end up winning it all. So you can't ever take for granted the grittiness, the culture of a ball club, their coaching staff, the clubhouse and the locker room. the leadership you got in there. You can't. The Dodgers have already proven that, and last year, and they're proving it every day this year, like you said, because they've had to. Every day has been a challenge for them, and we're sitting here with a damn 5-game lead.
This is not coach speak either. This is real. This is actually the case.
This is it. This is real stuff, and like you say, you hope you get some things lined out, and the offense gets going up and down. It gets going, and we'll see what happens there. But now this is in the preseason, like I said, everybody, all my buddies, what the hell, man? Just go ahead and give them the trophy, that type deal. Go back to was it Dennis, the coach of the Minnesota Vikings? Crown their ass. Go ahead and crown their.
Yeah, I can see him right now.
Head coach, I love that dude. He was at Stanford. I apologize, I can't remember the last name. I know he passed away, but he's like, crown their ass. I mean, he's right. Don't tell me how good they are. So you're telling me everything the Giants are doing pretty good right now, and well, let's crown their ass. No, there ain't no crowning anybody. It's Major League Baseball. The best players in the world. Every night you walk out, you're playing Major League multi-million-dollar ball players. So there's nothing easy. Yeah, and you throw injuries in there, and you throw some guys that are battling injuries, yet playing. You got some guys that are maybe underperforming from what they've done in the past. It all adds up to a damn stressful year. And, if we'd have told Dave before the season this, and started naming off all the things that happened, said, but right before the All-Star break, you got a 5-game lead. He'd be like, okay, bring it on. I think I can handle that. Yeah, I don't like it. I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy that, but I damn sure take it.
I'll say this. This is the comfort that I'm getting going into this weekend. This, like Dave said, this is going to turn. We know that. I mean, the top 3 could be the MVP starting today, and it clicked like that. Andy Paz continue to hit. Yep. That Teo get healthy, and all of a sudden we have a good Teo. Tommy Edman can start being Tommy Edman again. I mean, that could turn literally in 1 second. So the solace that I'm taking in this. You went through that whole spiel about how this team is gritty, they're grindy, they have been for multiple years now under Dave Roberts. So it reminds me of several of the teams that I've had that it wasn't like my best teams. Of course, this one's very talented, but it's almost like you feel like when things aren't setting up well, that's when you're at your most comfortable. I know that's a really weird, it's like whenever things are set up perfectly, that's when you worry the most. I know that sounds really odd, but in the coaching world, it's not. It's almost like we need people to start doubting us, and we need the us against the world crap and all that to kind of focus in and laser in a road trip maybe to where you're spending more time together, stuff like that. That's kind of the solace that I'm taking right now, is that it almost seems like this club does its best work when everybody's like, I am right now, like, holy crap, we're going to get swept because everything's going the Giants' way right now. Is that a weird take?
No, not at all. And I kind of laugh at it sometimes.
Dennis Green's his name, Coach. Dennis Green. Thank you, Tien Yang.
Sorry, all you.
How the hell did we forget that?
Oh no, I'm
2 grown men couldn't figure that out. Golly.
Yes, I'm old, but I can see him standing there, crown their ass. It's like, I love that dude. Rest in peace, Dennis Green. What a great man. But anyway, it's the same way. I get a kick sometimes, whether it's college, whatever, even high school. Sometimes they interview the winning team after, and it's always, nobody thought we could do it. And you're sitting there going, you guys are 40-2. What are you talking about? I mean, what do you mean? Everybody doubted us. I mean, that it's like what you said. It's always that you take that mentality. Coaches will do it. I mean, hell, I did it. First game I coached at State Fair Arena in Oklahoma City. I walked in there, I was pissed off. They spelled the team name wrong. I had it wrong on the paper. Well, there's my pregame speech already. Hell, they don't even know who the hell we are. They don't know how to spell. They don't know how to spell our damn. Glencoe. They left the damn E off the end of it. I mean, you could go on. I'm just saying. Every coaches, managers, even on the major league level, Dave's not in there giving speeches like Tony Houghton, Oklahoma City back in 2000. He's not. That's a state tournament. Whatever. This is a big time, big league. And he's a big-time, big league manager.
Hey, Coach, great comment here. Not to cut you off, but this is Ela Shiva. This just goes to show how A-plus elite the comments are on Dodgers Dogs. How about this? To add to our point, Dodgers feeling they were underdogs in 2024 is part of how they won the World Series.
Yep.
I could not agree with that more. Ela Shiva, that is one of the most spot-on comments that I have read on this channel in a long time. Well done.
That's absolutely correct. I mean, we got the playoffs. Like I said, we all felt at the time that the Padres were the second best team in baseball behind the Dodgers. They proved it. Got their ass beat. That's why they weren't the best team in baseball. But I'm just saying, that's a great comment that they have that mentality. A lot of teams do get that mentality, whether it's earned or not. It's the junkyard dog. You say, if they're one mean, they're all mean. You get in the bunker. I got your back, brother.
Get in the foxhole together.
In the foxhole together. All that stuff is true, and a lot of times, I'll guarantee that at some point, you don't want that football mentality all the time in baseball because you can't do it because you play every day. But there's probably, when they walk in that clubhouse there in San Francisco, they're probably they're probably a little pissed off. Maybe they're underperforming each individual player, whoever we're talking about. But they know the team's lost 6 in a row, and they're probably a little bit of chip on their shoulder like, hell, everybody's probably expecting us to lose three more for the break. And, what the hell, man? They can't have that every night, but I promise you they're human. And they walk in a little chip on their shoulder tonight for the damn game even starts like hell.
Yeah.
You don't do that every night. You can't. And nobody does. Major League, they can't do it. And Dave's not going there giving a fired brim. So, hell, maybe he is. I don't know.
Every once in a while you can. It's got to be really well timed.
Yeah, it's got to be for the right thing.
I mean, you only have so many bullets to where, they start tuning out to it.
Well, and like we said, the old adage is you give them sugar when they're on a losing streak and stab their ass when they're winning to keep that edge. So there's that too. You don't know. Every coach would attest to that. At some point, worst thing you can do when you're down is beat them down. So, but I've been guilty of doing that crap when I was a younger coach. So I know how that doesn't work. But anyway, it may have a little of that mentality walking in the clubhouse today, going, okay, yeah, it's kind of everything looks at us kind of walking out here, and we're going to get a lot of hate from this club, from this stadium, just because by nature, we're all born to hate the Giants. Giants are born to hate the Dodgers. I don't know how much of a deal that is. I'm sure it's still out there. I know it is, for both sides. So they're going to get a lot of hate tonight from being on the road. And, you talk about your backs against the wall again. You got a 5-game lead. It kind of sounds stupid, but it's really not. You're scuffling. You're scuffling big time, and we know the lead can go away in a hurry, especially now because you're playing the team chasing you. So, a little bunker mentality, little chip on your shoulder. I mean, they're human. I can
the best players look for an edge every day.
Yeah, I can.
They look for something to piss them off and give them an edge every day. The most competitive players do.
Your dad used to always say, "Coach shouldn't have to get your ass ready to play every day.
Find a reason.
Find a reason to play.
Find a reason. If the coach has to find the reason for you, you suck."
Yeah, he can't. Yeah. Again, I can't give speeches every day. I can't do you coach, and your dad was the best at. He yelled at I don't know how many times from the stands. Of course, that's back in the 80s.
Find a reason.
Find a reason to play hard. Your coach shouldn't have to make you play hard every day, and that's true. And it's the major leagues, and that's the way it is. I've got all the faith in the world. The Dodgers, from the front office, ownership, front office on down, they're going in there tonight, balls to the wall, whatever you want to call it, ready to go.
They absolutely are. So, hey, Coach, here's the fun part. Can you see that? I don't think you can. Let me go to virtual camera. Here we go. You're seeing that now. So this is straight from Mark Watkins, our latest. Well, you saw Mark on the live show yesterday. He did such a wonderful job. He's covering our complex league guys. He went to Rancho yesterday. He's going to Rancho again tonight. Absolute rock star with Mark Watkins. So this is Blake Snell. I'm going to say Blake Trinan so many times. So if I say Blake Trinan, Blake Snell, correct me. I'm not. I want to be corrected. I don't want to get those names wrong. So this is Blake Snell in the bullpen last night, and this is some of the wonderful video that Mark got for him. So here's what Mark had to say about Blake. And Mark, you're going to see here in just a minute, Mark got to see Snell from directly behind home plate. So it was much anticipated, obviously, and it's another one, like you talked about, provides even more hope for the Dodgers, like Blake Trinan in Oklahoma City. We saw Tyler Glasnow come back this last week. His first pitch of the night last night, Blake Snell, 96 miles an hour. First pitch, and it was a strike, so that's good because we always know the Snellzilla experience is, you go to Canada and back 3 or 4 different times. This is going to be a little clunkier because it's not coming out of my normal windows. It's coming out of my Google Drive, and so I might have to click some mute and then do a little bit of that kind of stuff.
I got you.
So it might be a little clunkier, but first pitch 96. This is directly from home plate from Mark Watkins here. Snell pitched what would have been 2 clean innings, if not for a questionable call at first base, with 2 outs in the second inning of work, and on a strikeout curveball in the dirt. Still, Snell looked to have his pitches where he looked very good. Mark said his pitches looked sharp last night. Good velo, good movement, tight slider, and devastating drop off the table curveball that he used to punch out several inland hitters. And he mentioned after the game and the post game that Mark was a part of, he actually asked the last question. He mentioned in that post game that he was happy with how he went out and he was happy about his performance, but he also had no timetable to return. So what are you seeing here from Blake Snell? Footage that you only get on Dodgers Daily, Dodgers Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, you look at the numbers, that's outstanding. I mean, he was happy with it. I saw Mark's interview with him. He was happy with his performance, and hey, like that little lady ringing him up there. I like that.
Absolutely, there's a lot of lady umpires.
Good job, young lady. Ring them up out there. I love seeing that. But anyway, Blake looks good. The thing about it with these guys, they know themselves better than anybody. His interview right here, he'll tell you exactly what we're talking about. So that's good to see. That's great to see. That's not just
what the hell is that attire? He has a great pitch mix, but he has really interesting decisions on what to wear.
Hey, my wife won't let
Not
me
that
wear
I'm
slides.
a fashion diva, but my God, what is that?
My wife won't let me wear my slides without socks. So somebody needs to let him know. I would like to have those damn slides, though, those LA Dodgers slides.
Is that comfortable in your own skin, or is that just straight up goofy?
Hey, he's a lefty. First of all, we used to always
there
say
you go. He's left-handed, yeah.
Lefties are wired a little different. Hey, this is a lefty throwing 96, 97. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
He damn sure can, especially if he helps the Dodgers win the World Series.
That's right. We love that dude before we got him. We love him still, even with his other teams. We coveted, getting him. We just need him to be healthy, want him to be healthy, need him to get healthy. And he brings a bulldog mentality, man. We saw it when he was pitching against us. Thank God Tampa Bay was stupid and pulled him out. We'd never won that damn game that day. I remember that one. But anyway, their analytics got them beat that day. So it's great to see him. Like I said, he's not that damn far away. Yeah, you got to get him back to dress like a big leaguer, though. You get some socks and those slides right there, whatever. I don't give a damn what he wears. He can walk in there with a tank top on and a Speedo, as long as he's lefty throwing 97 and he's healthy. I don't give a damn what he's wearing.
There's a limit, Coach. Tank top and a Speedo, come on, man. We're not going there.
Hey, if he's throwing 97 and he's getting hitters out, in case you know me pretty damn well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If he's throwing 97 and he's getting big league hitters out and the Dodgers are winning games, wear something, but I don't give a damn what he wears. I'll be honest with you. I'm old school.
Yep, so 96 first pitch. He threw several different pitches. He had a big curveball, nice tight slider. So good outing for Blake Trinan. He went 2 innings, right at 2 innings. So very successful for him. And, hey, Mark asked the best question of all, which was the last question. When and where is your next start or outing going to be? And he was not able to answer that, which means it could be maybe in Rancho. It could be in Los Angeles in a simulated game at Dodger Stadium against, like some rehabbing hitters. It could be at the complex against rehabbing hitters. Maybe it's in Oklahoma City in a real game. And so that's kind of what all that means. All of those options are always on the table. But it's always great to see Blake Snell. And the thing about it is it excites all of the younger players. So if you look right here, as Blake Snell's throwing a bullpen, I mean, all the younger players gather around, and they want to watch it like they did with Clayton Kershaw. So it's just such a great thing for these younger players to get to see Blake Snell, too. It makes a big impact on them.
Yeah, he's getting his work in. He's helping those kids. I'm sure they're asking questions. They're watching that. They know they're seeing a very successful big league pitcher who has been for several years, and he's going to be again the way he looks right there. So that's a great sign for the thing about the Dodgers. Everybody's like, well, they maybe or may not have. I don't have the damn numbers. Have the most hurt, pitchers in the major leagues. I know that one time we did. Blah blah blah. I don't care. I do know this. And you do it because you see it with your own eyes in Oklahoma City a lot. They do a great job of bringing these guys back and not rushing them.
Yeah.
We'd love to rush it. Hell, we're scuffling, getting Snell's ass up. You know what I'm saying? That old school of me is like, get him up here, let's go. But they do a great job of going down, like doing their due diligence, getting these guys ready. Like you said, he don't know because they're going to evaluate everything. They're going to evaluate how he feels today, you know, how he felt about not just the pitches, but how he feels physically, you know, in regards to his rehab there, not just his arm, everything, you know, what they look at, what their timetable is. They're going to evaluate everything. They're going to break down his videos, watch everything, and make their judgments and make their evaluations and make their decisions based off that. Do know the Dodgers do a great job of that.
Well, those Cicadas uniforms, it's a promotion deal. Those are pretty sweet too. Okay, so let's get to the Blake Trinan rehab, coach, and let's dive into that.
Now
Here
the
it is
stretch
right
got
here.
on. It is
Let me
first
actually
pitch.
Turn down the volume
It's
of
taken.
that, and let's get after it. So Blake Trinan, not last night, but the night before. I'm assuming he's probably going to pitch tonight. I will not be able to go to that. I wish I could, but I cannot there. So Blake Trinan threw a scoreless inning for Oklahoma City. Started the game as an opener, which the Dodgers like to do. I talked about that a lot yesterday, where it gives you the best matchups. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts, no walks. The sinker was 95-96. Sweeper got 1 swing and a whiff. And then it was also the sinker's in zone 33%, sweeper 20%. So you have some work to do there as far as landing the ball in the strike zone. But all those pitch metrics are fine, coach. We know this. And when it comes down to a guy like Blake Trinan, even a Blake Snell, it's less about whether they gave up a run or not or whatever it may be, and more about what their specific game plan is and as far as what they're working on specifically that day, of which we will never know. We'll never have privy information to. But then it's mostly about walking off the mound fully healthy, all of which Blake Trinan did. So tell me what you thought about it.
Goes back to the same thing. I mean, you still seeing that vicious left turn on several of these pitches that the hitter has no chance on. Got a little bit of running in on the hands on these righties too. So, you know, he looks pretty good. You know, it doesn't look like the unhittable Blake Trinan that we've seen. But let's be honest, he's in Oklahoma City for a reason. And like you said, there's some things there that he wants to get better, and the Dodgers want to see better. You know, that's why he's in a rehab start. He's close, or he wouldn't be in Oklahoma City. So, you know, what you see is close to being the Blake Trinan we're used to seeing. So they'll go back. They'll do the same thing. He knows how he feels. How did his pitches feel? What did they get off? All the metrics and all the stuff they have to evaluate his performance. Every pitch, every pitch broken down, the video broken down, and then gets right back to the basics. How does he feel? How does his arm feel? How did he feel about it? And how does he feel physically? And break down everything. The Dodgers, they will video everything. They will break down everything and get him ready. But like I said, he several of those pictures, you're like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. Ain't nobody hitting that stuff. But so there's he's not that far away. Like you said, if they're in Oklahoma City, he's not that far away.
Yeah. No doubt about that. Hey, I wanted to show you something really cool. We're going to kind of get it. We're instead of just going straight to the down the farm, we're going to bounce back and forth. I'm going to check comments, and we're going to talk about some of these prospects and do our down the farm as we're kind of intertwining it with some of our LA Dodgers talk and our big rivalry talk with the Giants. I wanted to show you this, Coach. I got to see this in person. I did not actually. I was telling my beautiful bride of 26 years last night. The only guy I actually did not get video on live was Jose Ramos, and he did this, Coach. He hit an inside the park home run. I was so pissed I didn't get this live, but this is fun. Jose Ramos has maybe the best arm of anybody in the system, is a tremendous athlete. I mean, he can really run. Big, long guy. Way too much swing and miss, but he has a ton of power. But hey, there's Chris Gutierrez. Check that out. Hey, that is an inside the park home run, Coach.
I love it.
Yeah, and keep watching as we talk here. Watch Jose this is a well-conditioned athlete, by the way. He's got a lot of lift. That's a lot of power in that swing. But keep watching here as you talk.
Well, look how deep that is. I mean, yeah. He hit that. Everybody hadn't been to Oklahoma City. You can see that. It's just to the left of the 415 sign. That's out of every major league ballpark and a lot of anything. And so
he's exhausted. He's exhausted. Look at him. He's a well-trained athlete. He's totally exhausted. Look at his ass. Is that not hilarious?
He's going full tilt all the way around there, but no, he thought it was gone because he crushed the ball. And like I said, most every ballpark in the country, it is out. That's just the deepest part of the park, one of the deepest part of the park here in Oklahoma City, where he hit it at. And he had to get it. He had to haul ass, and he did. You can tell him Yeah, where's the Gatorade? Where's the water? You got an oxygen in here, like football on the bench. Get the oxygen mask out. But
Yeah.
That's an exciting baseball play.
It
Look
is.
at that third base coach. Wave him, baby. Let's go.
You know who that is, don't you?
Who is the third base
That's
coach?
Goot. That's Chris Gutierrez from the 2005. Yeah, the shortstop in 2005 OSU, man.
OSU guy, Chris Gutierrez. There you go. Former
Absolutely.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
Wave him in, Chris. Get him going, baby. Let's go. Will him in.
I thought of you almost instantly on this hit right here. So he hits the inside the park home run. So this next at bat shows a lot of maturity. Watch this, Coach. Watch this next at bat. The next at bat to me was more exciting. Right back up the middle. You know how many times guys hit a ball like that? It's a home run or however far it may be, and then they strike out going for the fences the next time. Not Jose Ramos, and he swings up at the ball way too much for my liking. Yeah. So I always like it whenever he shows that he can get that to the pitches that are the top of the zone, because he does swing up at it. So I thought that next hit up the middle was very impressive.
Yeah, anytime he's had a line drive straight up the middle, that's what you want. I know a lot of big leaguers got away from that for a while, but I think we're seeing, that's becoming debunked. I think everybody's like, hey, give me a damn line drive up the middle. I'll take it.
No doubt.
But yeah, there's definitely a lift there on that one. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it should have worked. In most ballparks it would have. But use them legs. Get him, Chris. Get him going, baby.
Yeah. So we have the Dachshund dude. I apologize so much here. We had a $4.99 super chat, and it was like 10 minutes ago, and I blew it. I'm sorry, Dachshund dude. And the comment here on the super chat is, need to promote Mike Serotto. Mike Serotto is on the right. This is a young man the Dodgers got in the Gavin Lux trade, and I just love this guy. He's one of my favorite offensive hitters to watch. Growing up, Paul Molitor was the model for me, him and Pete Rose. Yep. And it was just because their swings were so simple, Coach. I mean, it was just direct to the ball. There was no wasted movement. And, I mean, it was just go straight to the ball and just hit line drives. So you tell me, is this – I mean, look at the swing mechanics here. Yep. I mean, this is almost – I'm not comparing Mike Serotto to Paul Molitor. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's going to be Paul Molitor. I'm just saying the simple, direct swing patterns – are almost identical between Mike Serotto and Paul Molitor. And I know, watching this, Coach, you're lighting up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. I mean, keep it simple. I mean, it's the old kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. We overcoach in every sport, but baseball's probably the one that gets most overcoached, and it's in the cage with these hitters in there a lot of times. You got guys that are short and quick to the ball. You don't screw with them. I mean, it's one. The tinker, you had guys that tinker their swings all the time, but simple is better a lot of times. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Barry Bonds hit 1,000 home runs, and they threw him a ball, he took it, and they threw it on the plate, and he crushed it. And he choked up on the bat. He did. He was short and quick to the ball, and he's we know how big and strong he was. That's another story. But anyway, he was a great player. He was an MVP player before he got big and strong. So same thing here. Keep it simple. Short
hits the ball the other way too. I hear that's a home run. I mean, he barely tried. I mean, just hits the ball. That one's not, but he hits the ball the other way a lot, up the middle too. I know you like that too.
Use a big part of the field. We used to always tell kids, use a big part of the field, gap to gap. Use it. They can't. There's nobody going to be there. Hit the gaps.
Look at that direct swing. You don't get much more direct than that, do you?
Nope.
I mean, people say you don't swing down the horse's ass. You tell me, what's he doing here?
Yeah.
Now you swing up through the ball at the front of the swing, but from the back of the swing to the baseball, you swing down at the ball, and then you flatten out, and then you swing up through the ball in the front of the zone. But the back of the zone, you're not swinging up. I just could give you proof after proof after proof. Look at that direct path. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, hands to the ball. Like I said, it's common sense. Where the guys hold their hands, they're not swinging straight. They're not uppercutting there. They're damn sure not going level there.
Yeah,
they got to come down on the ball.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's a crazy play too. Mike Serotto hits the ball to right center right here, and I actually am not exactly sure what's getting to happen. I just have it listed as crazy play because I want to see. I'm curious. That was the one where he threw it straight to the ground. That was a weird play. But anyways, okay, so let me get to some more of my video from last night. I got a lot of live video. My beautiful bride of 26 years was kind enough to, we had just had a great time. I sat there with my camera. We talked all night long, and it was a great time. So this is Zack Pinrod. We saw Zack Pinrod go up to the major leagues what was it, a week or two ago. He has major league experience, and now he is with AAA Oklahoma City. And I'll tell you what, he's very impressive. He's 94, 96. He definitely has a 5-pitch mix. I mean, you're seeing a slider there. You're going to see a sinker that turns left for him. See that sinker right there. You're going to see a changeup. You're going to see another slider there. So you have a 5-pitch mix. And what I really liked about Nick Pinrod, first of all, he's left-handed, and left-handers are very difficult to hit to begin with.
Yep.
Second of all, he has major league experience. And then third of all, with his 5-pitch mix, I think he could be another guy that could come up to Los Angeles and spot start. He could be that piggyback guy, where we see a starter and then we see another reliever that goes like 4 innings, and it's basically like you have 2 starters that day, or just the old-fashioned 2 to 3 inning long relief guy that we've always known. To me, in person last night, Zack Pinrod was way more impressive than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, like you said, he got called up for a reason, and the thing is, the Dodgers have lived off that the last couple of years of having guys come up and, guys come up from Oklahoma City and give them quality innings. Not just, like I said, a couple of years ago, those guys were coming up as a 1-game lead. I mean, hell, it wasn't, the Gavin Stones and the Emmets and all those guys, Sheehan of the world, they were coming into big-time situations. They weren't just coming up to kill a few innings, and it's really the same way here. So you might see him back up again. Like you said, it's always nice to have. Can't never have enough lefties unless you're the 88 Dodgers.
He's good, too. I'm telling you, this guy's good. Penrod's good. The Dodgers have something here.
Yeah, and like I said, they know it because they've already brought him up once.
Yeah.
Their options, I don't know what the situation there. Maybe you know more about that.
I don't.
As far as his makeup, they've got plans for him, obviously, in case they've already had him up. They're starting to get some guys back, but he's right on the cusp of maybe being there for a long time.
Yeah. He is. So I want to show you one more guy, Coach. I want to show you a couple more guys that I think about 3 more guys I want to cover here on today's Down the Farm, and then we'll get out of here after that. But I wanted to show you this guy right here. This is Noah Miller. Look at that play.
That's a nice play.
Yeah. This dude, he won the Gold Glove, minor league Gold Glove for shortstop in 2023 when he was with the Twins. The Dodgers traded for him, and he struggled offensively for the most part until he had a knee injury. He's come back and he's hit very well this year. I wanted to show you he's a switch hitter. Right-handed, he hit that ball very hard right-handed. And then here's a hit left-handed. I did not have my tripod, so
right.
I apologize for the kind of the it looks like it's shaking there a little bit. But what do you think here about Noah Miller? Noah Miller's this guy. He just got promoted up to AAA. Super talented. He's a big dude too. Very graceful.
Always love the Jeter. Derek Jeter, the shortstop backhanded and jumping and the old Jeter move, and he handled it real well. The guy beat it out. I think it doesn't matter. It's a great play. He shows a lot of things. Switch hitting, shortstop. Good Lord, it's always nice to have those guys. And he got promoted up for a reason. Because Oklahoma City's having a good year. I mean, they've kind of they're 56 and 33 last time I saw. So I know they're having a good year. He's got the boys going down there, and for him to come up, that's a tremendous play right there.
Oh my gosh.
The guy outran it. You tip your cap, and move on. On that one, you don't make too much out of it. Just go on. But that's an outstanding play by Miller there.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the shortstop at AAA, and then you have Alex Freeland playing third because of the Muncie deal. Here's your one at AA. That's Shawn Mlan. Matt McLean, the Reds' second baseman. This is his younger brother. Watch this play by Shawn Mlan. Shawn Mlan is playing great baseball right now. If I can get this going, watch this, Coach. This is just a tremendous play. Wow. And then let's see if I can get to my one. Yeah. So there's a tremendous play there. Now watch this. Here's another play by Shawn Mlan. Look at that. I mean, that's incredible right there. And so we got it. Yeah. So you saw the arm in the hole. Okay, now watch this. Watch him come in on the ball. This is very impressive. I mean, even like the Arkansas, the broadcasters are like, wow, this dude's very impressive offensively. So there's his defense. And then what I wanted to get to was his offense last night, Coach. Watch this, okay? Right center field, right over the second baseman's head. That is 105 miles an hour. 105. So right over the second baseman's head, right back up the middle. Okay, so there's your 2 hits. You talk about big part of the field, like the opposite field gap. So that right over the second baseman's head is right at the opposite field gap, right up the middle, and then right in front of the right fielder. I mean, so there's your shortstop at double. Now he's not hitting the ball overall very well, but there's the capabilities he has. Shawn Mlan has been playing great defense, and now his offense. He's had a lot of great at bats here in the last month, finally starting to manifest in hits. That's an impressive sequence in the last couple of nights right there from Shawn Mlan, is it not? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So tell me what you think about what you're seeing here in these clips from Shawn Mlan.
I've been over to Tulsa a couple of times this year, and I've seen him play. I liked him then, watching him live and seeing there. He's that, again, we'll go back. He looks like that dirt dauber type kid. He's just going to get nothing but better. He's already the AA level. He's willing to hit the ball, line drives, use the gaps. He built, if you go back to the prototype, he's built more like a second baseman. That that might be the position where he ends up at, and whatever, don't care, whatever the hell produce, get on the field wherever you can. But no, I've seen him at Tulsa a couple times. I like the way he plays. My brother-in-law goes a lot of games over there. He sure likes him too.
Yeah, the last one I wanted to cover here, another guy, this is Phil Nevin's son, and that's because he just does a great job. This is Kyle Nevin right here. Just hits the ball up the middle, opposite field, gap, right field. And then whenever he gets into pitcher's counts, Kyle will hunt a fastball, and he has a world of pull side power. We got to see him at Baylor. I actually have seen him in right field take a home run away, climb over the fence and take a home run away from Bubba Lean, who actually used to be with the Drillers. So Kyle Nevin, big, long guy. I think as he goes on, he's going to become a better and better hitter. You got to love this setup, Coach.
Yeah, he comes from great stock, Phil Nevin's son. But no, I love the body. I mean, he's tall, rangy. Those guys, they always used to talk about young kids, how they've developed power when they got to the big leagues in pro ball. So, not that he'll end up being a power hitter. It doesn't matter if he's productive. Be nice if he did. But he's got a great frame to do a lot of things and play a lot of positions with. Yeah.
So I lied, but we're going to cover one more guy. This is Ryan Ward, absolute best offensive player in the system. 100%. I mean, this guy leads the PCL in home runs. He leads the PCL in RBIs. He had 3 hits again last night. Positional versatility is tough for him. He plays left field. So I know we have a lot of people in the chat that are saying, hey, DFA Michael Conforto, give Ryan Ward a shot. The dude's like 27 years old. I mean, it's crazy how he's not getting a chance at the major league level. This guy hit over 400 at Bryant for an entire season, the only Bryant Bulldog ever to do that. He struck out a grand total of 1 time his senior year in high school. He is the all-time RBI and home run leader in the history of the Bricktown era at the Bricktown Ballpark, ever since 1998. This guy's been hitting since he was born, Ryan Ward. So, I mean, he has that vicious cut, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he does. That's a legitimate statement by people. The more, and it'll continue to come up, the more Conforto, struggles. If he continues to struggle, we'll see. But I'm like you. This guy's been so productive for the organization for several years. This isn't something new. He's been good, and and you said 27 years old. I mean, at what point do you get that opportunity? We may see that this year, Case, because we don't know. There's a lot of baseball to be played. The offense is struggling. Do you want to give maybe you bring a kid up who comes up. It's the Jackson Merrill deal. What do you do? Go from Class A to freaking Rookie of the Year? I mean, you never know with these guys. You get a guy up, not saying it'll be Pete Crow Armstrong, but you never know when you bring these cats up. Give them an opportunity. We know from history that a lot of times guys are better in the big leagues. They were as far as batting average than they were in the minor leagues. Matt Holliday's one.
It can happen.
It's close to our heart. He was
better game plans, more accurate game plans, that kind of thing.
Yeah, pitchers are better. They got more information. Pitchers are more around the zone in the major league. So a lot of reasons for it and information overload. But this guy, I mean, I don't know. At some point, somebody else may want to say, "Hey, we'll take it if you guys aren't going to use him." But you'd hate to see that. But he may. You're right, Case. Our the people that are tweeting that out or putting that out on our platform here. They could be right. You could see something like that. Yeah, we've talked before. How long is the leash going to be on that deal? And he's shown some signs, but also when you got a guy down in the AAA level wearing it out and doing what he's doing, makes you wonder.
All right, we're back, Coach. I've kept you a long time, so we're going to wrap it up here with your final thoughts. I hope you're good. But I always have so much fun when I get to talk to you. It's the Giants and the Dodgers. We had just a ton to talk about with Blake Snell and Blake Trinan and some of the prospects down the farm. So, hey, appreciate you hanging in there, Coach. These live shows are always a lot of fun. We get to talk to all the great Dodgers dogs out there. So, final thoughts, Coach.
I'll echo what you said. We got the best Dodger dogs. They ask smart questions. They thought, they're not just throwing stuff out there because they're a fan. They get pissed off and get rid of everybody. One of those guys. They're not that. They know what they're talking about. They understand baseball. They understand the Dodgers. That's the great part about this whole deal. And I love getting on here with you whenever opportunity I get to talk about the Dodgers. I love the comments our Dodger dogs make. It's just exciting. I know that in 6-game losing streak, I'm not even thinking about that. You can't in this business. I know the players aren't. They are in the back of their mind, but they can't focus on that. They got the San Francisco Giants and one of the best pitchers in the National League in front of them tonight against a hostile crowd. They've got plenty to worry about without worrying about what the hell's happened in the past. They had a day off yesterday to reload, and there's a beautiful setting, beautiful ballpark, and you got a freaking Dodger uniform on. Life's good for those guys. And we totally, I love the Dodgers. I love supporting them. And I love talking about them with you. Love you, Case, and your family, and love our dogs.
Okay, I love you, Coach. I love the Dodgers dogs out there. It's been a whole lot of fun. And so until next time, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for one. Maybe tomorrow morning, maybe we'll see if Austin and I or somebody wants to go on and have a live show. Probably. I would say probably there, because it is the Giants and Dodgers big deal. Definitely we'll have a show Sunday night. So make sure and tune in to the live show Sunday night. Be alert for a live show tomorrow. If you get the notification, come on in and let's talk some great Dodgers baseball. And so until next time, I want to thank you for tuning in. And as always, give you one last reminder that it's a great day to be a Dodger. Oh, look at that, Coach. That's sweet.